Hi, I'm Jim Pence and welcome to The Joy of Art. I'm glad you joined us today, and if you've been following with us, you know we've been practicing on how to draw a rocket launch in chalk. First 2 weeks we learned how to draw the fire and smoke, and then last week we drew the rocket, and we did that all in regular chalk on a black piece of paper, or a paper that was toned black, as in mine. Now we're going to take that up a notch, and we're going to do it with black light chalk. Works about the same, although there are some differences. If you're not familiar with black light chalk, there are two different kinds. One is called visible fluorescent, and that's the kind that you would buy in a store. There are usually about 6 different colors. Sometimes they're called day glow colors, mostly reds, yellows, and some green, and occasionally a little bit of blue. But the kind I use is called invisible fluorescent. If you'll notice, I have a box of it here. It's all different colors, but you can't see all those different colors. All you see is white until I turn my lights out and a black light on, and I don't know how well that's going to show up in the video, but there are a lot of different colors here that I can work with, and that's what makes chalk art so interesting and so fun, because I've got a whole palette. Excuse me, I also got an itchy nose. We've got a whole palette of chalks that I can work with, that when I turn my black light off, ooh, it gets bright, but you can't see them anymore. Now, I put a little box around there to give me a frame to work with, but I'm going to start out by coming in with just plain old regular white chalk, and I am going to lay this in. The reason I'm doing this is it makes it easier to hide the effect of whatever I'm trying to draw with black light. And the way I normally do this, normally I will do a sky with different colors and clouds and blue. I'm pretty much just going to draw on a straight white surface today. If you want to know how to do clouds, I have some videos that I have done of those, so feel free to go back and check those out. I'll come in with another layer of white. Okay, and that's going to give me a good drawing surface. And then when I turn my regular lights out, yeah, perfect. Okay, now to do the smoke, remember we start with darker colors. We're going to use the darkness of the paper to be our dark places, our shadows. And so if you remember, in the last couple of weeks I used some charcoal gray and gray. Well, I don't really need to do that here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start straight out with red, and remember, just for purposes of illustration, and because of the effect I'm going to try to show you later on, I'm going to have my rocket going straight up, and I'm going to, well, let me just draw it very quickly, kind of like I did last time. Let me pull out a stick of yellow here. Okay, so I'm just going to draw up here high in the sky, kind of a, like a pine cone shape maybe, and then I'm going to come down here, draw a couple fins. Now if you want to draw a more realistic rocket, just go online. I'm sure you can find lots of pictures of rockets. I'm going to go ahead and just do like I did last week. I'm going to just put a little bit of shading on one side, and not hardly anything on that one. I'm going to use my finger to blend that out. Remember to use the actual dark of the paper to be your shadows. And that's about it. Now I'm going to draw the fire like I did last time. We just get right there. That was kind of a yellow. Here is a little bit of orange. Okay. And I'm going to come down into red. And again, I'm having to dig for it, but get a little white here. It's all the way at the bottom, of course. So I have to really dig. Should have gotten this out earlier. There we go. And put some white right in the center there. Okay. And then I'm going to use my finger and just kind of blend these gently together. Again, same thing. You don't want to overblend or you'll lose or muddy your colors. Except in blacklight chalk, it doesn't muddy quite the same way as it does with regular chalk. Okay, so I've got my fire, got my rocket. Then I'm going to show you how to do the smoke. Okay, now remember, we don't have to do any black or gray or charcoal gray because we've got a beautiful black surface here, and we're going to just use this. It's not really black; it's white, but it looks black, and we're going to just use that darkness to take the place of our gray tones. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do just like I did before. Coming in with red. I'm going to go all the way out to the sides. Just kind of gently, but remember I don't want to completely color everything in because I want a lot of that dark there. So I'm going to come here and just add in a lot of these red edges of the clouds. Okay, and I'm going to very softly use my fingertips, blend those in. Okay, so that's how we start with the fire. Got a lot of good red there. Remember that down here and in these places, it's where these billows are shielding the light that's coming from the rocket, and so you're not going to get any color in there. Okay, so next we're going to come with some orange. In invisible fluorescent chalk, orange is a workhorse because we use it for everything from light on smoke. We use it for skin tones. Use it for a lot of things. So orange is a very important color if you're a chalk artist, or if you're a blacklight chalk artist. Regular chalk art, you would not use orange for a lot of the things that I use them for. Okay, again, I'm hitting the edges of the clouds just to get us some highlight in there. Okay, and again, softly blend those out, but I want to be careful not to lose the sharpness of my edges. Okay, I want those to still be nice and easy to see. Don't want to make it muddy. Okay, we're getting there. All right, now we're going to go to a yellow. If I can find it in here. There we go. Now, remember I said last time, I'm going to actually put a little bit more yellow in this one here. The closer you get to the source, the brighter it's going to be. So we want this over here, this is going to be picking up a lot of that light. It's going to be really dark, or not really dark, but really bright down here, directly under it. I hit these ends again. Just a dot or two here were some places where the light is peeking through. For the most part, you want to be real careful not to put too much in there. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow into this side of my rocket. It looks a little on the dark side. Okay. That's better. I'll give them a nice bright look. Okay, now one more. Now there are several shades of yellow available, including a real brilliant yellow, and that's what I'm going to go to next as soon as I can get it out. There it is. Okay, this is my brilliant yellow. I'm just going to put a little bit more of that right in the center there. Okay, brilliant yellow, just going to hit right down along these edges. Not going to carry it out very far at all. Okay, and I'm going to come in with my white. I had some white in there. And the white is even going to be less, so just very low, just hitting a couple places here. You notice I haven't done a lot of blending with a lot of this brighter color because I want that to be sharp. If I'm doing this for a chalk drawing, and I have a chalk drawing where I do a rocket launch, then I want people in the back of the auditorium to see those details. So, so that's how to do a rocket launch in blacklight, and next week we'll show you how to modify that a little bit and launch a real rocket. Well, not really real, but it makes it look real. All right, and you know, when you turn the brights on and the black light off, now you can see some of it here, but that's because I didn't lay in as heavy a coat of white as I usually do when I'm doing a chalk drawing. Normally, if I was doing a chalk drawing, you wouldn't be able to see any of that, but I didn't put quite as much in as I normally would do. So, so anyway, if you have some blacklight chalk, I hope you'll try that out. If not, you can get some. I'll have a link in this blog post to where you can buy some blacklight chalk. A starter set isn't very expensive, and it's a lot of fun to work with. So I hope you'll have fun with this. Next week, come back and we'll bring this picture to a conclusion. I'm Jim Pence for See the Light. Thanks for coming and watching.